All right, now let's imagine that we have another set of data that we'd like to show, like we do for the toy car lab. So what I'm going to want to do is give myself a little bit of room here. So I'm going to click on this graph and just move it over to the side a little bit. Okay, and now I'm going to add another column. So this column is also going to be position in centimeters. And you may want to indicate something different, like that it's the position for the second toy car or something like that. We'll come back and change that if we need to. And now I'm going to put my data in for this car. And again, I'm just going to kind of pick some random data right now, but let's just say that this car started ahead of the other car. So maybe it's more like 30 here to start. And again, this would be the data that you are, that you are recording from the video and so forth. Okay, so one more here. Okay, and again, if I wanted it to look nice, to show you how to do that again, I'm going to click up on this cell here. That's what they're called, cells, with my left finger, and then I'm going to drag down so that it's highlighted. Then I'm going to come over here to these borders, and I'm going to choose to put all the borders in. And then if I want these to also have to be all in the center like the other ones, I can choose this alignment and make them aligned. Again, it's not necessary. It's just some people like it to look good. All right, the next thing I'm going to do is I need to adjust my graph so that I see this data as well. So again, you can either double click on the graph, or you can click once and then these little three dots appear and I can edit the chart. Okay, and so what we have right now is let's take a look at this top part here under the setup. The data range goes from A1 to B8. Okay, so that's from A1 up here to B8 down here. So it's not even looking for my data because it's in column C. And so I want it to go from A1 to C8. So all I have to do is click up here, and I'm just going to change the B to a C, and I'll hit enter. Okay, and now that data is available. Now I'll come down to the series. That's where the y-axis is. And I'm going to say add series. And I can see that there's a second position here. That's the one I want to add. Aha, and now I have another set of data. Let me slide over here so we can see it. This is my other set. And so I'm going to do something very similar to what I did before. I'm going to go to customize, and I'm going to say that I want to put in that trend line. Remember, we needed to go to series, and we're going to choose trend line. Okay, so now I've got my red line, but notice up here that I only have an equation for my blue data, not for the red data. So I need to go down, and where it says label, I want to, instead of having none, which is what it has right now, I'm going to say use an equation, and now I get the equation for this second line. And we have a number of different sets of data for our lab. You can just keep doing this for each one. Let's go ahead and make a change here and have it be position 1, position for car 1 and for car 2. And let's see what that does. So if I change this position for car 1, okay, and then you can see that my equation over here adjusted. I can tell which one is which, and then I could make this position for car 2. Okay, so notice what I'm doing there. If I click here, it pops up to this bar and I can make changes, or I can double click and I can highlight in there too. Now, one last thing that we're going to adjust. when I started adding all those extra words, all of a sudden now I can't read them up top here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on that cell, on that box, and I'm going to wrap the text. Okay, so I'm up here where it says text wrapping, and instead of it going just across like this first one says, I'm going to choose the wrap one, and then it's going to wrap it around so that I can see all the words. And I'll do the same thing here, wrap it around. And that way we'll be able to see what's going on.